Let's go.
And we are
live.
We are live. Yes, we are live.
Nice.
We are live. Hello, guys.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. We are so happy to be here. Very happy to tell you more about our news, about our activities. Let's meet our new team. Me, Igor, Angel Igor, but you may see Ros Shemiliak. It's his account, but I'm here. I'm here, and also with us, our new face in live stream, but old face in Stobox. It's Vadim Lutsev. It's our financial manager. Vadim.
Hello, guys. Hello, hi. I'm really happy to be here, and I'm really happy to be part of this great team and this wonderful project. Hi.
Perfect. Thank you, Vadim. And of course, our Jean. Jean is our father, God, our CEO, our co-founder. Guys, let me shortly tell you about our agenda.
Wait, one second, just
sure.
To make sure everybody is happy. Ross is on vacation today. Ross is here. He's with us. And he's on vacation today. We just give him time to have a rest on this beautiful Tuesday. And we were supposed to be 4 of us, including Vadim, but Ross unfortunately can't join. So we have Vadim. So it's not Ross, it's a different person.
Yeah.
Yes. So our agenda is very simple, to be honest. It will include Stobox tokenization part. We will talk about it. It's our focus now. We will talk about dashboard. We will talk about our blog. We will talk about Stobox Exchange, of course. We will let you know some days about it. We will talk about the swap. All information about related about the swap you will hear from us, and about our clients, our live clients. Also, we will talk about Progress Chain. We saw your questions about it. We saw too many questions about airdrop. We will let you know about it. Also, some features. I mean, some new projects. Maybe you will hear from us about Solby ID. Maybe you saw Jean's tweet before, and also Patron Doggy. And at the end of this, we will answer your questions from previous stream and your live questions, and then we'll see. So I guess we could start. Jean.
Yes, thank you, Igor, very much. Thank you for the introduction. Thanks everybody who's watching. This video will also be recorded on YouTube, shared with in our communities, so everybody who cannot watch it live could come back and watch it on our YouTube channel. Yes, agenda Igor mentioned the agenda, and I think we start with one of the main questions. The main question is what's happening to Stobox, and what are the revenues? What are we guys doing? So we receive all this numerous questions, and we're happy to give you more clarity on what's going on with the Stobox technologies. So and to do so, we thought that the best way to start would be basically to show you and to provide you with a presentation of how we present Stobox to our clients. And then I will tell you more about how many clients we have. I'm not going to go through the very details structures, but in order for you to have a general understanding of what we offer, that's a very important piece of information for you to have. So let me start with a couple of important things that we started 4 years ago, and 4 years ago we started with the vision of putting securities on blockchain and building a company that would be able to facilitate any business, all sorts of STO features and functions and products in order to create a security token offering. And we started again back then with very vague knowledge and at that time, nobody even knew what's difference between utility token and security was. But so as we studied our journey, we've done more than 50,000 hours of R&D, so research and development in all the aspects, including regulations, legislations, technical aspects. And that knowledge, cumulative knowledge, allowed us to basically foresee and to build several products. And all our, let's say, whatever Stobox does can be divided into products and services. So let's speak about the products first. Our main product is DS Dashboard. We have a full-time tech team that works on the dashboard. I see Dmitry is joining us. We have a full tech team working on the dashboard product. This is a software that allows management, issuance and management of security tokens and corporate governance in respect to those security tokens and the specific company. The second product is DS Swap, and finally we have launched it. We've launched it with, I will tell you more about it later on, but we've launched it already with the first listing of our client called LendShare. And actually we're very proud of that because we're the first company that's introducing security token swaps on the Binance chain. Plus our the way how we deal with the swap and how it's how it's created in a certain sophisticated form, it allows full compliance and corporate governance, which is a very unique point on the market. And the last product that we have is basically it's a customized version of the dashboard, because sometimes our customers come and they ask for certain deep customizations of the dashboard, and we so it's no longer a white label or out of the box solution, so I have to do deep customizations, and that's why we segregated this into a different product, and it's a professional version. So besides the products, we have services, and this is an additional important revenue stream for Stobox tokenization, and that's a consulting. So we consult our clients. You know, in order to do an STO, usually a company has to start with answering questions: why, how, what, where. So all these questions have to have professional answers, and Stobox have most of the answers for those questions, which have to be adopted for the specific client depending on the regulations and depending on the status of the company, and there's a different nuances, legal status. We create consulting reports, and this is a consulting report which is a framework or kind of Bible for future security token offerings. So it's a piece of very comprehensive documentation that allows them to move on. The second important aspect and the part of work that we do is a legal management. Again, we're not a professional legal team, but because we spend fortunes, like literally fortunes, on lawyers, and because we spend thousands or tens of thousands of hours researching on the legislation, we kind of have a perfect knowledge in respect to legal a framing of specific offerings and security token offerings and all sorts of exemptions, MiFID, SAC, and so on. So we would be probably the best place to have those questions answered. And answering to first of your questions, how many clients you guys have, we say that we have 30 plus clients, and 30 clients that it's a business clients that have reached Stobox, and they have received their services, consulting services, or legal management, or dashboard. So there's a total amount of business customers that we'll deal with. It doesn't mean that all of these customers have to do an STO, because there's a different level of the pipeline. Some of them made decision not to go towards tokenization. Some of them are already on the final stage of STO. Some of them even closed their hard cap as the land share and successfully trading on our DS swap. The last but not the least is actually the digital asset consultant, because we see how digital assets change, and like the whole Web3 structure changes the paradigm of the internet, changes the way people manage funds. We're not talking about the big funds, but the penny funds or crypto funds. A lot of businesses are trying to look at this and kind of look at the benefits that crypto industry can offer. But unfortunately, most of the businesses don't have any even means to do so, because crypto evolves every week, every day, every month, and a business, in order to apply digital assets, not in the form of accepting the cryptocurrencies, but in the form of creating a new business models, like for example, step-ins with Nikes, or one of our clients, from real estate, Candela, they're doing real estate, beautiful project in Tulum, Mexico, and they're offering their investors and NFTs of the time charters. So they mix and they create these new marvelous business models, which are built as the mixture of traditional financial investment models with operational digital assets models. And this is something Stobox focuses on, and we see a great value of us. And we hear the feedbacks from our customers saying that what they do with us, it's one of unique business modeling cases in the world. We're actually passionate about Web3, and our main focus is to bring Web3 business mechanics to traditional companies. And again, this can be done also through tokenization, or through the implementation of NFTs, or we will speak about the Soulbees and identities and other different types of tokens that Stobox starts to play with. But why we do so is not only to play, but rather to test and to create a certain economies or create certain cases for our clients to, for the reference, because not many companies have this mixture between classical traditional assets and the new crypto assets and the business mechanics that kind of breach down all of them. So if we speak about Stobox and Stobox services, that's basically it. 3 products, 3 set of services. Every week, every day, we receive. We have a marvelous marketing team, and we receive leads. We have a sales team, great sales team that supports us and provide, sell our services to clients all over the world. Most of them are from United States. A very big proportion are from UK. Some of them from Canada, from Australia. We have clients from Switzerland. We have clients from Ukraine. We have clients from Germany. We have clients from Mexico. So we have a very diversified client portfolio. And as for now, we have 7 STOs live. All of them are at the different stages. Again, our leader is Landshare. You can find them on dashboard.landshare.io. They have started a second offering of a second real estate. The first was completely sold out on the hard cap, and now it's traded on the DS swap. So just to summarize, that's most that we do at the moment, and we focus on that. Why? Not and I hear questions about like losing focus because our community members not necessarily know all the nuances and steps that we do, but we definitely don't look at any non-focused stuff. Why? Because most of our team is in Ukraine, and we actually are 120 days under the invasion, and the war started from Russia, and we had to relocate part of the team, our developers, our operational guys, marketing. Most of our team had to relocate from the eastern part of Ukraine to more safer western parts of Ukraine. So this created additional challenges. We have lost some of the clients when the war started, because people didn't know what to expect, and they didn't know that we're gonna move forward regardless any challenges we have. So Stobox is a business. We don't look at this from the project perspective. The risks are extremely high. We're already supporting multi-million companies. We're speaking to very high-profile clients, also in US, in Arab Emirates. We have moved out from there for the summer period. It's quite warm there at this time. But anyway, we are focusing on the tokenization, and our main driver is to build a turnkey, and we are among a few turnkey providers in the world that basically can take a company with a question of should I do, or how do I do? How do I implement digital assets, security tokens? What would be the best financial, operational, and the Web3 structure? And we come up with a certain idea, and then we adopt legal and their comprehension, and then we put this model into the dashboard, and then they basically go and fundraise. Some would be successful, some obviously won't be as successful, we understand. This, again, we're not acting as underwriters. We are not responsible for our clients' success or failures. We're just technology providers and informational providers. So we make sure that information is correct, legally approved, and our products work perfectly. So that's a bit of what we do. Again, I'm not going to go through the whole presentation, but let me stop at the several slides and say why it's important, why we have, we're talking about 300 leads that enter Stobox on a monthly basis. Why tokenization? For the issuers, we provide some key solutions. That's what I said. A company that now works with Stobox actually is being given a corporate environment where they can manage this security tokens and manage their company. It's really a first steps in the evolution of finance, where a company can be managed like a DAO, but it's not a DAO. It's a physical company with the physical shares. So that's why people would like to stay on the kind of on the corporate side, but make sure they benefit from this tremendous technological revolution, and we provide, we bridge that gap. Again, this allows them to reach investors very fast. It's a very diversified way of reaching them. Okay, well, we all understand that we're living in a digital era, and the only way to raise funds in the digital era is digital. So they have that means. And again, it's very important to say, not many people understand that when you have a very illiquid asset like real estate, it's historically, that's one of the most liquid assets we have. Being able to put it on a blockchain and create a secondary market for this, it's the transformation of of creating a most liquid asset from the most illiquid asset. And when we look at the real estate market cap, like United States, like any country, we're talking about trillions of dollars. And the path of taking this illiquid, something illiquid, transforming it legally and digitally to a liquid, and then basically being responsible for, from the consulting to the dashboard, that's what we call a business. Of course, it takes time to build it, but we have our traction already done. We have the land share already traded. We have Candela in our pipeline. From our 9 clients, 5 of them are from real estate, which is like the most capital massive market for tokenization. So the ability to provide trading for your real estate is something blockchain brings as a technology, but Stobox brings as a business. And we're very actually proud that we complete the whole journey from consulting to the secondary. Why it's important for investors? Again, because now we all understand this pumps and dumps and a regulated crypto market, and I know that most of you guys who are watching us are from crypto origin, thinking that securities or asset-backed tokens would be, would have the same trading characteristics as traditional cryptocurrencies. I would like to warn you that is not exactly the case. And first of all, the regulations. Secondly, I bet on something that after what we see with UST and with the Luna, with the today's crisis in the DeFi, we suggest that the next bull round will start with the regulations. And this is exactly where Stobox, what Stobox is prepared for, because we knew that 3 years ago. We knew that regulation is coming. We knew that in 1st of April this year, European, I'm not sure which state, but it's a cumulative European decision saying that every DeFi trade more than €1,000 has to be de-anonymized. And no one has that means to do so. So most of the DeFi now is in a very gray region. We see the crisis of liquidity. We see the crisis of scams. And this is, you will understand when I will tell you more about our Sol BID project, why it's very important now. So just to summarize, we think that crypto investors would either stay on let's say on a pump and dump side, or they move further with the regulation to purchase and to kind of deal with asset-backed tokens, with the security tokens. And this is exactly where Stobox provides full compliance and all this means, for investors to be safe. Yes, we have 4 slides about the dashboard itself. I'm not sure if I can go through all of them, but if you can write me or
Jean, just show some important slides and
just important. Okay,
yeah,
no worries.
just important slide. And by the way, just 1 second. Sorry for interrupting you. Let me introduce one more new faces in our live stream today. With us, our Dmitry Drapitsyn. He is product owner of DS Dashboard, also product manager of DS Dashboard, and also DS Swap.
Dmitry, hi, can we see you live?
Hello, Dmitry. Hello, nice to see you here. You are on the mute mode, but okay.
Okay.
I guess it would continue. Yeah, just one.
Hello, everyone. I'm here.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Nice to meet you here. Nice to hear you. Okay, Jim,
yeah, your video doesn't work. But anyway, let's move on.
Yes, let's move on.
So from the dashboard, again, what is a dashboard? Dashboard is the software that we install for the customers, for our STO customers to manage their own security tokens in their own environment. So the dashboard has two environments, one for the issuer and one for the investors. And if some of you are, I know some of you are investors to Stobox, Stobox security tokens, our dashboard is hosted at dashboard.stobox.io, and this is the place where some of where all of our investors manage their security tokens and invest, and then once we create a secondary on the further stages, they would be able to sell this. Again, most of you are aware of some crypto language, but this presentation are mostly for the corporates, so that's why we focus on every small detail, saying that it's an immutable transaction history. You have a beautiful design. We now started to support multiple security tokens within one dashboard. It's very important. For example, like companies are issuing several security tokens where each one corresponds to a specific real estate property. So we will now support this. We have a very advanced smart contracts, which of course are open source. Anybody can take it, but not many can start working with them because there's a lot of logic behind. We have basically we have all the corporate governance in behind, which means that we can. There's not only roles and management system, but you can do any action with a security token as you can with your paper security. You can create it, you can list it, delist it, you can reassign it, you can dilute it. So all of things that come to your mind, so as from the corporate governance perspective, this can be done with Stobox smart contracts within the dashboard. We support multi-chains. It happens to be that some of our clients stay with Ethereum, some prefer smart chain from Binance because of the commissions. Some of them prefer Polygon. Again, we at the moment will be staying with these three chains. With the problem of Terra, we understand that even blockchains need to be extremely audited, because we had our just our friends who did real estate tokenization on Terra, and one day not only them but Terra lost their business, those guys lost their business, investors lost their assets, everything went extremely badly. So in order to avoid this, because these are the risks that Stobox cannot cannot be responsible. It's blockchain risks. So we just want to make sure that we utilize the most safe, if we can say, blockchains. I know some of you may say, what about Bitcoin? It's the safest, I know. And that's a very interesting point to us. But as for now, we look at the market from the kind of from the implication standpoint, not from the research and development. And we see a lot of clients just interested in doing STO on a classical EVM standard blockchains, and we perfectly fit this this criteria. Another two slides, I will just go through them simply. Multiple security token offerings, which means that there's a different securities and everyone can have different security token offerings with a different timing. So we try to, to create as diversify a system for managing those things as we can. And our clients actually help us because we are no longer building from the vision. We're building from the demand standpoint. So our customers say, okay, guys, we need to have 2 offerings. Okay, we're going to go. So we're building products and product depending on the demand of certain clients. On-chain corporate governance, automatic KYC. Again, when we speak about securities, and now we will speak about most of the, in a close future, we'll speak about most of the digital assets from the compliance standpoint. Unless you don't want to find yourself in a dark web. I purely believe, and I already told this, that regulators will regulate crypto inevitably, and again, we see from the defaults that is going to happen. The last thing from the dashboard, I already told you that there's all that things and all these functionalities for a company to be able to successfully manage their securities. And again, it's very important that we're very open, sharing this information publicly. We know our roadmap. Our roadmap, basically, from the functional standpoint, is complete till the mid of autumn. So till the end of October, we are pretty much lined up with our development plan. So if there's something new, or there's some changes need to be made in.
Just to add, Eugene, sorry, just to add you, about roadmap. As you may know, we have a dedicated site about it. This is roadmap.stobox.io. Soon we will update there all information, what you mentioned before, and you will see everything till the middle of autumn.
Yep. There's a lot of questions about how you guys, what are you guys' revenues and so on. Again, it's not a secret. On average, to do an STO would cost a business around $50,000, where most of this, or let's say 60% of this, goes to the preparation and the legal stuff, and the rest goes to the dashboard. So the one-time deployment fee for the dashboard customization and deployment is $12,000, and there's a yearly subscription for we have 2 packages. One is a business package, and the second one is enterprise. The difference is how deeply we involve our customer success managers, how they are deeply involved in the operations of certain STO. And obviously, there's a very new mechanics, and not many managers from our clients' side are aware of using this software. So we are teaching them, we're providing them with instructions. We create basically books on how to use, or glossaries how to use. And the idea is we have a plan of 60 STOs this year. We had this plan before the war. I know that 60 sounds possible, but unfortunately, we are at the work conditions. We can no longer, say that this amount would be reached. Anyway, what we are focusing is to make sure we can streamline the delivery. So if the consulting and the legal businesses may take time, and it's very analog from the approach standpoint, because every customer is different and we're spending hours. Our job is to create a dashboard and to tune the dashboard in a way that it could be automatically installed. The same way you install sophisticated software like Jira, for example, so a person can go and install it. That's a challenge, because No one in this market is doing this at the moment. We see how it can be done. We have these principles. I will go through that principles a bit later, but definitely we see a dashboard as a kind of Windows 98 installing process, where it may take some time. Of course, nobody says it's going to be done in 2 clicks, but if a corporate manager spends a day in providing all the necessary information, by the end of the year, we hopefully would create a standalone product that would create an STO environment within the matter of hours. And then obviously 60 clients would be a good KPI for a month.
Yeah, and now this is the most interesting slide for people who would like to see how much money. Show me the money. Because there's some questions in our chat in Telegram.
Guys, the question about money is always interesting. If you look at the, no, it's very important to understand. Go to the portfolios of every big Web3 fund and look what's going on with them. For the most, you would see minus 80% from all-time highs. For some of them, you're going to see 90s. It's a drop of the recent market. And why did it happen? Because of the bubbles, because of the inflation, because there's, name it. What we do is we have a real world asset. It's a building. It's a construction. It's like Detroit, for example. This building costs $300,000. It doesn't matter how much it costs on the secondary market on the blockchain, because if it costs too little, the company would buy it out immediately because they have the asset. So I definitely believe that crypto and regulated crypto may not have this roller coasters as people expect to have on the bull round and are very disappointed at the bear market. Definitely security tokens are not the ones which can be leveraged and traded as in the forms of futures. So we keep it simple. We just make sure that your business or business of our clients can be liquid. This business can grow and raise funds from the public instead of from the traditional banks and so on. And they can utilize digital assets in their business models, in their economy, to grab this new Zoomers and to grab this new Web3 wave. So that's exactly what we do. And the last part of the let's say of the products part of our today's call, which is already for 40 minutes, is our DS Swap. So I will give you just. I know some of you may understand that we haven't wrote it from scratch. We actually forked this from the Pancake. Recently, Pancake has uploaded the new version 2 smart contracts, which were written by the community, by the Pancake community. It's a very well written code. So we couldn't do much better. So than to simply adopt it. So that's it. We did, but there's certain alterations and there's certain nuances that are very important. First of all, there are zero fee liquidity pools. Why? They're not necessarily have to be, because if you guys start dealing with securities and you impose certain fees and commissions on the security trading, it means that you act as a financial intermediary. In most legislations in the world, it's recognized as the financial intermediary on the market of securities, and it's a subject for the licensing. Also for the company which creates the securities just for themselves. So to have that margin from the trading puts this company from let's say from the linear perspective to a regulated financial company. So that's why most of security token pools would be at the zero fee. This DS swap is fully integrated with the dashboard. So things like limits, limits on the amount of trades, limits on the quantity of trades, certain corporate governance is managed in the dashboard, and it's applicable and adoptable, let's say, in the DS swap. So you cannot simply go to the DS swap, find the security token and try to buy it. You won't be able to buy it because you're not whitelisted. And in order to get to be whitelisted, you have to go to the dashboard. So we connected these two products both on the blockchain level and on the backend level, and this integration would be broadening because we would like to bridge it into one kind of bigger product for primary issuance and the secondary trading of security tokens. And yeah, that's basically that's most of the functions. Just to also to mention the pricing model, and this is again where your questions about our Stobox token comes up. In respect to pricing, in order for the business company to create a security token pool, they have to, it's a matter of subscription, because a zero fee pools, they are done and they're created by us. We give that right, and the right is given at the early subscription for $12,000. Obviously, in order to create the pool itself, the company has to have, our client has to have Stobox tokens. When we speak about utility tokens, we don't have that fees, but 0.3 on every trade is being deducted in the form of LPs, which is as usual. But we're using Stobox token as the transition token. So if, for example, if you buy one asset and there is no direct pair, so you have to go through a different pair, which is called routing. So the routing would be done not through Ethereum or not through the BUSD or whatever, it would be done through Stobox token. So I will give you an example. If a company needs to buy or there's a demand for security tokens for, let's say, $10,000 a day, it means that in order to buy this, there would be a $10,000 demand for a Stobox token, and it would be extract the commission, and that would be supply of the token. So every time the Stobox token would be used to purchase and to sell, which creates an additional liquidity for us. It's the first organic liquidity examples that we create, and the utility of finally of Stobox token. So I believe that we will see an increase in demand, the organic demand for STBU finally. I know we've very much dropped in price after the hack that we had more than half a year ago, but we're recovering, and definitely we're creating everything that we can to create an organic demand on the token, not speculative. Why? Because we're saving resources, because as I'm telling you, we focus on the tokenization, and we have our salaries to pay, we have our bills to pay, and we cannot afford to pay 150,000 plus to a decent crypto exchanges for the listing. Literally, we don't focus our funds there. In contrary, we're using our funds to develop our products better and to close the pipeline for our customers. So that would be easier and faster for them to go through the STO pipeline. But again, we're trying to focus on every part of the equation and make sure the STBU grows, the revenue grows, the customer base grow, and remaining safe in the current conditions of Ukraine. Again, there's some comparative advantage to some of our competitors. Again, we'll look at this more from a service product company, rather than just simply from a product company. That's why it makes so much difference. And yeah, that's basically it. If you guys would like to just write us in the community, we can arrange a product demo for you. It could be a different webinar where I go directly to the product and show how everything works. If it would be easy and beneficial for you, just let me know. So that was the first part. Thank you. Just give me 2 seconds to breathe out, and we can move to the other part.
We have also too many questions in live stream from Rido, from Mathematic, from Zarakiken. I guess after all our parts, we will answer all of these questions.
Sure.
Yeah. So
let's say that we have another 45 minutes. So if we create this stream for 1.5 hours, we can do much more, but I think we can manage to fit in this time. Okay, guys. Yeah. So that's the part about the Stobox. And again, product, services, clients, team, hard work, marketing, the lead marketing. So another important, if you follow us, if you trust us, and if you want to benefit us, if you know how this industry plays, and you know anyone who would like to play with security tokens or tokenization, or seeks a professional advice, don't hesitate. Contact me personally, do an intro, help us finding new customers, and we would be happy to share a commission with you. We actually set it up as a 10% of the introduction fee. So if whoever would like to assist with an STO, a potential $5,000 could be an additional revenue if this company does all the steps with us and issues a security token on our dashboard.
Nice option in bear market. Very nice.
Yes, definitely. I mean, if you look from the business perspective, you see, you hear, you communicate, you see the opportunity, you take that opportunity.
Now it's time in regulations. I guess too many clients would like to provide some STO and be safe, you know.
Yeah. Guys, I know that some of you may miss this or not know that this is happening, but we have the biggest blog in the industry. It's a Stobox blog, the biggest blog for tokenization. There's several reasons why we thoroughly do this. First of all, it's to educate, and we know that maybe these figures are not that high, but these are dedicated people. So if we talk about 100 next to 100 people who read this, I know it's not much yet, but we are creating a library of knowledge for tokenization on our blog, and the company can basically take any information and answer most of the questions just by reading our blogs. This is our commitment towards the industry. We are raising SEO, search engine optimization awareness. This is one of the reasons why we do so, because now we receive more and more leads from the organic searches. Our competitors pay for the customers, and I know in the close future, we're talking about 1-3 years, the lead price for the security token offering would be a substantial cost. And we believe that we would enjoy free marketing based on the content that we generated for the past year. So please
like Binance
enjoy.
Academy. It's like Binance Academy, but
Academy,
much more bigger and much more better and much more clear and much more understandable, much more informational. You know, there are a lot of
for the tokenization,
for the tokenization part, of course, and for the security token part. If you didn't know about it, you should go directly to our blog and read all not all, but would be great if you read all our articles, because as we not cite that most of you, but maybe not of you, but our community did not understand fully what does it mean, for example, live client STO, what does it mean tokenization, what's the difference between security token and utility token, etc., etc. So that's why we also change our social media marketing plan. As you may see now, Ross provides for you all educational posts, and we see that you enjoy it, and we are really happy that you like it. And that's why we also have our blog where you could read full information about it.
We have recently fully updated the website. It's very optimized for our clients searching information. Again, if you would like to learn more, visit us there. I'm not gonna tell more on this. It's quite simple. So let's move on to the next. I have a couple of questions from the industry before we go further. Is Stobox looking to partner with other crypto projects to expand the visibility?
I guess this is part of question we could leave for the
For me, it's much logical to answer right now because we're just moving to another step. They're asking if we are looking forward to attract any crypto projects just for the visibility. Actually, no. I don't think so. We're working on the specific technology, kind of technology focus, and we know what we need. We don't have time to waste for this, media partnerships. We exactly know what we require, and for what we require, we have the communication plan, of course. Just to create the partnerships for the sake of them, that's not our approach. We don't waste time on this. It's just pointless. It just creates a pump on the exchange, and then nothing happens at the end of the day. And you guys know this. Most of the crypto projects are zero valued. Maybe it would be nice for the community to get some insights on the team working at Stobox. There are 70 people working full-time on Stobox. No, there are not 70 people working full-time. There are 43 people working full-time. Most of them are in Ukraine. Let's say 70%. 70% is outside in Ukraine, of Ukraine. 43 person are the core team of Stobox. It includes sales, technical, marketing, operational, DS swap, analytics, legal, and so there's quite a lot of people, and we generate revenues. Of course, I would love to say that we closed the round, but we didn't close the round. I don't know, it's just for me it took so long to communicate with venture funds, and me and Ross were wasting so much time communicating with VC funds and funds that we just made the decision to focus the same time and dedicate the same time on our clients, and instead of raising funds, we're self-financed. and instead of being responsible for the KPIs, or creating some pivots that that we've been advised by our potential venture partners, we are fully self-made decision. Regardless of how tough the market is, we're absolutely positive on the way where it goes. We're absolutely positive on our team. We're absolutely positive on the future of Stobox and Ukraine as the main hub for tokenization and for Stobox. So again, also answering your questions, how does this crypto winter affect you? Of course, it affects. We have 6 clients that have paused operations, with Stobox because of the uncertainty on the market. But we'll consider this as a very temporary decision, and in the long run, I absolutely my bets are on regulated crypto and on security token markets. So yes, that's.
So maybe we could stay here on questions part, or do you want to add something?
I think we would move further down, because there's a lot of information I want to tell you about. The next question is about Stobox Exchange. If we are planning and when we are planning, and we are at the moment we're not planning. So when we stopped the operations of Stobox Exchange, we have invested substantial amount of corporate resources to that project. Moreover, to run the exchange, we need to have at least 12 dedicated people that would be focused on everyday operations. And we're not talking about 24/7. We're talking about just business hours. In order to resume and to launch that, we would first of all require at least additional 500,000 for the setting up and start of the operations. Secondly, we would definitely require an operational cost to be covered in at least medium run, so which means that a year to 3 have to be covered. With today's market conditions and with today's Stobox focus, we just don't see it possible. We focus on the tokenization and on something that we're very unique in the market. Of course, we had a vision for the Stobox Exchange, but as we all know, the market changes very rapidly. And I know how much we have to invest into not only operations, but the securitization and the making sure that your funds are safe, regardless of the fireblocks that we're still using now. It's a business in a business. So we just, we pause this. We don't have any plans at this moment. I'm not sure, I don't want to be, very cornerish saying that we never do this or we always. I would just say in the next quarter, we do not plan to focus on the Stobox Exchange. Besides that, we will use these resources and allocate resources to focus on dashboard and the DS swap and what we perfectly know, the landscape of tokenization market. So that's something about Stobox Exchange. The next question, which you guys have, and I know it's been a while, is the progress chain. I'm not sure how many of you actually follow the progress concept or just following the airdrop status, because there's 2 different communities. So if you look from a more insightful side to the progress, you understand that progress is something or a set of it's an architecture to make sure that everything which is done within it is done in accordance to compliance and compliance and regulations. Why we're standing in the compliance and regulations? Simply because we're already in the security token market. So every time we face it, we see that there's certain, there's certain things that can be done better. So, and we have a lot of this potential things. How can compliance be done on air, or how to create regulated environments, safe and easy to navigate at the same time. So all these questions were put under the progress chain kind of agenda. But since the start of the war, first. Secondly, we just made a pivot. And the pivot is the following. So instead of doing the chain, and that's something which is very scary for us, I have to be frank, because supporting a chain today with this number of already existing chains and with number of this exploits, hackers attacks, and so on, we just don't see it feasible to build our own chain. Instead of progress chain, we are putting the concept of progress network, which basically does the same job, but a bit different. So first of all, it could be and would be blockchain agnostic. So it's a set of smart contracts that would allow any asset which is minted on this network, on this protocol, kind of be regulated and compliant. So instead of creating a whole registry, we're just creating a layer where these tokens can be managed. At the same time, we provide, we allow, not just allow, we basically, we were not storing the data. We are relying on the blockchains like Ethereum. And I think that's the first and the most resilient network after the Bitcoin. We would definitely use it, started with Ethereum, and make sure that security tokens or tokenized assets or any regulated assets that are minted on the Progress network, of course, it's using Ethereum. When I say Ethereum, I don't mean necessarily Ethereum, but it can be any L2 on top of it. So for example, Optimism as well. In this case, we could be blockchain agnostic and do the same job without having this externality of managing the nodes and managing the blockchain itself. So for us, it's much easier and much more flexible business concept. We definitely would not have to use the same amount of funds, and we will have even better benefits comparing to the chain because of the agnostic. Because when we're also, we're doing research constantly, and we have asked our clients what would be for them the better way, either to issue securities on Stobox chain, on the Progress chain, or utilize the existing chain with Stobox smart contracts or Progress smart contracts. And the answer is obviously people trust Ethereum, people trust Polygon, and also people trust Binance chain. I know it's a very centralized ledger, but people do trust. In this case, we don't have to overcome that trust and try to provide a new chain and be responsible for that. It could be very tricky. Or just to delegate the chain to professionals and build a network. So for you to know, the Progress token would be native to Progress network. So we haven't forgot about airdrop. We haven't forgot about either of our duties and our promises. It's just we don't have that specific focus at the moment. All the Stobox token holders who are waiting for the progress will have the airdrop when it will be done. But actually, there's no buts. That's it. So it will be done. When is the second question? So we don't plan to launch progress before Q4. Why? And it's a very important. It's a very important answer, because and this is we're gonna start talking about the Solby ID. Why? Because the main principle of progress or of any wallet is we need to identify it. And now with today's architecture of Stobox products, all the whitelisting or any products in the market, regardless decentralized or centralized, the identity is not attached to the wallet. It's not Web3 attached. It's attached only as a Web2 kind of interface. So we know that this wallet, like C1, belongs to Gene, and we know the wallet is F2 belongs to Igor, for example. So this information is being stored with the centralized KYC providers, or even in our dashboard. Every single STO client has to whitelist their own investors with their own contract. And we can't build the system as we see without an integral part, a Web3 identity. And the Web3 identity is something that we believe would be the next wave, and the next bull round would definitely be building on top of the principle of Web3 identities. I may share it in YouTube later on, but around 3 weeks ago, Vitaly Buterin has issued a very interesting paper on the topic of Web3 souls, and its souls, credentials, affiliations, commitments, in a form of not NFTs, but NTTs, non-transferable tokens, which means that any wallet in the world, let's say on the Binance, let's say on the Ethereum network, may be issued a specific type of token. Let's call it an NTT token. A person cannot transfer it. It's only can be revocable by the minter. Who minted, person, the company may take it back. But now you can create any types of let's say of these identities, or you can create any type of informational token, or what we call as soulbound tokens. So, for example, whoever, if we connect to our stream with the Web3, for example, we can airdrop entities to every single wallet and make sure that these people were attending the stream. And the next stream may be used only if you have this entity in your wallet. So you can physically log on with the Web3 credentials.
It's like
and
KYC in Web3. Yep.
It's a KYC is the one part. And let me show you this. That's a project that is starting from Stobox. It's not only us that are in this venue, but also our partners, very specific professional tech team from Ukraine, called the UA. But I'm sure you'll have more time going through this more deeply. But I can go through the main principle. Is Solby is a DAO governed application for issuance and management of identity or soulbound tokens. So we can issue identities, commitments, credentials, affiliations, And this totally corresponds to the Web3 application. There is a new paradigm of the Web3 called decentralized society. So these wallets that yesterday were storing funds, only funds, now be able to store some credentials, affiliation, commitments. So every wallet would be more kind of having more history behind. You can build track record of this wallet. Maybe at some point it could be connected to the metaverses. But at this point, and what we see for ourselves, is the best technologies to build identities. So for us, for the Stobox and for the Progress, we started with Solby ID, where we would issue an NFT, an NTT, non-transferable token, with the ID, with the KYC information being hashed by the provider. And now we're tendering several KYC providers for that. So we would not store the data. The data would be stored with the centralized KYC provider, but the information that the person has passed the KYC lasts 365 days, and have that specific, data points, where he lives, what he does, and so on, which may be important in the securities transactions. Or again, as I say, after 1st of April 2022, Europe prohibits any DeFi transaction that is more than 1,000, unless a provider doesn't know who if this person is allowed, or this wallet is allowed to do certain operations. So we definitely see the problem. Definitely lack of regulatory clarity and law enforcement. We definitely understand the AML and compliance cannot scale without that things. And again, looking at what's happening recently with Luna and UST, we know that Web3 compliance and Web3 identities could severely reduce the damage, and limit the damage of unauthorized utilization of and creating scams and so on and so on. So again, this is information about the solution. That's the structure. It's quite a simple technological piece of software, which would take some time us to deploy. We would deploy it inevitably. We'll look at this as a different business. It's a standalone business with a very understandable economics. I will tell you a bit on the next slide. It's a very simple thing, because you as a customer would connect authorized. You just create, select an ID you want to create. In this case, it could be, the first case would be basic identity token. So you pass KYC, make a payment, you receive your Solby ID, which is a non-transferable. And then you can, and we already speak to several DEXs who, and literally, I believe that most of the DEXs would block the users from regular usage just by simply connect the wallet. Because after the crypto winter, I believe that you have to have a compliance wallet to do so, regardless if it's a DEX or if it's any app. It's not exchange, but other app providing credits and so on. So look what's happening to Celsius. Where is the money gone? Nobody can answer this question. But if Web3 would be de-anonymized, we would definitely have the answers for, and much more responsibility. From the business flow, it's very simple. A company just needs to register, get their API key, integrate us to the front end, their front end, and make sure that front end reacts to certain states of the non-transferable tokens. It's a very simple business model. We believe that the retail price for the token, for the identity token, would be around $10. For the crypto investor is not much. For the distant crypto investor, for the person who actually is liable for for the actions and building certain Web3 record. It's maybe important, especially in Europe, especially in the United States, where this income have to be declared. So the $20 is not a big investment to make sure you're compliant in the long run. For the business, it's totally safe, free. Business can connect and read. Again, business customers may compensate the costs. So, for example, if 1inch would like to promote the compliance usage of their on a bigger amounts, to say if I want to sell $10,000 worth of Ethereum, I would have to have a Solby ID with my Web3 credentials, and then I would use this as a green light to do the swap. And of course, DSwap and Progress and our dashboard would be the first applications to support this technology. So imagine our 9 customers with a bunch of their investors. We're talking about only LandShare now has more than 150 investors into single property. So in the long run, we see that the demand for Solby IDs, which can be generated solely from Stobox, could reach thousands a month, because every investor that goes into the security token would basically have to have the Solby ID. And then once ID minted, then a person could go to this, participate in Stobox STO, go to LandShare, or he can go anywhere, or use 1inch, because more businesses would support Solby ID, the better compliant Web3 infrastructure we create, and more safe haven we create for the corporate, again, because now the industry shifts into the institutional and to the corporate adoption, and for them, they don't care. I mean, they don't look for this APYs of 100,000s of percents. They're looking for stable and compliant operations. Again, we think that is the best time and momentum. Tokenization gains momentum. The crypto market collapse. Again, we already started to work on this project. Why? Because it gives impact on the tokenization itself straight away. Once we do it, we already can implement it. Secondly, it's a revenue. It's a revenue stream. Again, $10 per mint. Every year, a person would have to redo the KYC. It's not because we are greedy. It's because the banking compliance rules are, state so. You have to pass KYC every year, or maximum 2 years, depending on the jurisdiction. So we're raising funds for this project. We do not introduce any utility token. We do not, there's no room for it. We would accept any payments, including fiat payments. It's a very simple operation. Just we get that $10 and then we make sure the KYC provider does a job, and if everything works fine, then the entity is minted. We're talking about $10 for the identity and advanced identity. So we are giving 20% of equity of our company, Solby, starting from the soft cap of 250,000. So if you guys are looking for additional investments, you could consider this one. Even though sometimes we may say this is not a financial advice, but because we're fundraising from our own community to our own projects, this does not affect us. We're not fundraising for the third parties. We are fundraising for ourselves. And we believe that it could be a good linear business, because this business does not doesn't have a multiple, let's say, or sophisticated business models. It's a very simple business model. There is a set of identities or set of soul bounds ADs. Tomorrow it could be credentials. Tomorrow it could be anything, any participation tokens, participation units. So we will increase the diversification of the tokens which can be minted, the entities. And of course, we increase the utilization part, including and starting from all the Stobox products. So that's I covered a bit from the Solby. Again, we please have a look at the website. It would be DAO governance. It's a small DAO only for investors to make sure all the decisions are properly made, even though we act in the best interest of our business and our community. Nevertheless, this is a new step for us. So again, just to summarize, Stobox is a business where we have certain, boundaries of products and services, pipelines, and our KPIs and traction and the roadmap. And now we have a Solby as a separate identity business that we raising up at the moment. So I would just make a pause for myself, ask Igor how's he doing, and then the last but not the least, we'll tell you more about the initiative that we've joined. Stobox joined. We have not initiated this, but we've joined this. It's a meme token from Ukraine, Patron Doji. It's a very funny thing, but we advised to use certain mechanics of Web3. For the classical meme tokens, our friends decided to implement. So we said, no, let's do it in a very sophisticated way. And we actually, we convinced them to do so. And if we look at the patron, I know it may take some time to digest, but I think it's a very interesting learn to earn, game to play mechanics, and my friends will share more on the patron. So that's something I just wanted to cover.
It's the most interesting. Thank you, Gene. Thank you a lot for a lot of information. It's too many information. I guess our community will watch this video on repeat many times to understand more and more. But we will take some time to make a short videos and explain you more about everything, about every our activities. The most interesting thing in Patron Dojo is that today we'll be listing. Today we'll be listing Patron Dojo token with STBU. So then you will have a chance to buy and participate in Patron Dojo community with STBU. Now it will be only one option that you will have, only with STBU. At this moment, without USDT or any other stable coin. So I guess that's all that you should need about you should know to need about Patron Dojo token, because we don't have too much more time. As I see,
we have 5 minutes. We have 5 minutes, and I can actually, if you give me another 5 minutes,
because we have a lot of questions from community. And
I would just tell you one thing. Go and read it, because this is a big game, and this is a very cool educational game based on Solby IDs, on the social ranks, on completing certain tasks with some awards from NFTs, entities, with a native token. It's all very interconnected tokenomics and mechanics. And please spend some time watching this. You can already start participating by claiming your entities. There are certain tasks you can have a look at those, but please study. And the airdrop has already started.
Bounded.
What else? There's some other activities that they do, but have a look at this and participate. It's a very kind of easy to enter, and it's interesting what would be the feedback of our first communities.
Yes, thank you, Jin. Guys, we have a lot of information about it, and the Patron Dojo also very interesting thing in this part. And the most important information of what you should know is that now we'll be listing STB with Patron Dojo, where you could participate in it. We have this website. We will share this website in our YouTube channel and also in our community on Stobox. Read, enjoy it, discover it, explore it. It's a very interesting epocha around us, and very interesting things behind, because the entities, it's completely new era, but some of you maybe hear before about it in 4 years ago. We had been told about it, but nobody take some action with it. So anyway, guys, we have a lot of questions from our community, and let's start with live question from our chat in YouTube. Then let's move forward to another questions, especially from our community, and some questions from market, I guess. So
okay,
let's start, and let's try to answer on this question very shortly in 1-2 sentences, no more, because we don't have much time. And also we have now only 11 viewers, so let's
answer the questions.
Yeah, let's answer the question. So let's start from online. Can you put the country of birth, Republic of Kosovo, in this dashboard, because I live in Switzerland, but I'm in Kosovo?
We will, Igor, please write this down. I don't see any problems why we can't do so from the operational side, but I have no idea about the legal status of Kosovo. If when we do so, we have to comply with what is called FATF countries list, and we will if there is no problems from the.
We'll ask our lawyer, and if everything will be okay, we will add this country. So
absolutely, we have listed Russia from every list that we had.
Cool. Okay, let's move forward. What's next move after launching of the swap? The next move is to reopening of Stobox Exchange.
No, after the swap, from the Stobox perspective, the next move is the next release. Now we have a release of the dashboard, which is the version 2.19.20. It has certain functionality, but we need to grow. Every release, we implement something new. We hear our clients, and as already mentioned to you, we have a development plan till the end of August for the dashboard. So what we're gonna focus is the delivery of the dashboard. We want to make faster the process of creating the STO technically. We want to increase the functionality of the dashboard. Our customers are already paying customers, so we don't need to find a new business. We just make sure our customers are happy with us. Our clients of STO are happy with us. So the next step is to do better and better and better from the dashboard and swap standpoints.
Cool. Thank you, Jin. Let's move. What are the main liquidity terms for companies in case of the swap? I mean, if company use the swap, will they provide the liquidity for their tokens, or will be provided by you?
No. Of course, they provide their liquidity. There's two options. They can either provide liquidity with a stable coin. And in this case, they just pay for the pool and they have this security token stablecoin pool, or they use their utility token. If they use their utility token, the routing is done via STB, via our token. But we don't provide liquidity. We don't lend or borrow any funds, including DeFi, and we do not interfere into the business of our clients. So our clients, if they would like to increase the liquidity pool, they would do so. Of course, we are on the consulting subscription, and they are always asking us for certain advices, and hopefully they will continue to do so. But again, all the final decisions are up to our customers. We're infrastructure providers, not the financial providers.
Thank you. Let's move. Is this dashboard deployed on client server or use your own cloud platform?
No, we're not using our own cloud platform. We're using Google Cloud. We're migrating to Amazon, and we will be working on the Amazon infrastructure in the long run as well. So definitely not cloud computing for Stobox.
Cool. Thank you, Jin. Let's move.
My pleasure.
There was a partnership announced with Metis. What happened with the partnership? Is there still a connection?
Yes, there is a connection. Metis is a newborn blockchain. Our partnership is valid. It's not a secret that the partnership should bring value, and the value that it is expected from us towards Metis would be to promote creation of security tokens on the Metis network. But there are two things. First of all, I don't, I'm not 100% safe. If you ask me, Gene, what would be your option? Creating security tokens on Ethereum or on Binance, I would tell you Ethereum. If you ask me Ethereum or Metis, I would answer Ethereum. If you ask me what Binance or Metis, I would say Binance. Because of the amount of nodes, because there's other things in the equation, and being consultants and having a consultancy business, we just cannot force our clients to mint on the Metis, even though I personally believe it's a good product and I respect them regardlessly. But if at any point any client would come and say, we would like to have our security tokens created on Metis, we would be happy fulfilling our partnerships.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Gene. So let's move. If the Ukraine-Russia problem is resolved, how will it affect to the Stobox community?
Yeah, it's a good. I mean, at any, it would. The war would stop. All wars stop at some points. In some times. I mean, for us, it would be much better from the Ukrainian standpoint, because now our team and some people in our team are working from the shelters. And literally, when the invasion started with the Kyiv, with Bucha, and a substantial part of our team is in Kyiv, our designers, our developers were working in the Wi-Fi that are done in the bomb shelters with the laptops, with the notepads. And I mean, it's very sad and horrifying at the same time, because the war, the commitments, the inability to make fast decisions at the same time, it's a very shocking situation. So of course, all the company went through, company people went through severe and tremendous stress, and some of them are in the stress at the moment. Thanks to our C-level and thanks to actually all of our team, we managed to to focus on the operations and not to allow ourselves
Thank you.
Yeah,
we have a lot of questions.
That's an answer.
Yeah,
let's go.
Let's go. How is your customer situation? Is the number increasing? Is there a demand?
Yes, we've answered this question. The customer base is increasing. We're receiving every week, every day. We're receiving new leads from different part of the world. Again, more and more people, more and more businesses would like to adopt and use digital assets, and we are here for helping them doing so.
Cool. And the same question, what is the latest status of our tokenization customers? Is the bear market of the crypto market affecting the industry?
Yes, of course, because most of the investors are still crypto investors, and we're bridging this gap between a traditional investor is using crypto products, Web3 products. They're not that sophisticated as being born with crypto. So for the people with substantial money in the bank, it's a bit of a new journey of completing the STO investment. But yes, there's a lot of demand, and we'll see the demand will be growing. There's another statistics for that. The last year, we're talking about more than 1,000 or 1,500% the market rose.
Cool. Thank you. Let's move on. Hi, will new DEX or CEX listing come? A few places would be a great of help to us.
We are not financing any listing on the existing CEXs. We focus on the other plans. Mm-hmm. If somebody would like to list Stobox token as the decent utility token, it's up to them. We would obviously be happy, but we're not spending.
We have our
funds on that.
We have our DSWap.
We have our DSWap, of course.
Yeah.
We have our
where
DSWap.
You can participate in STBU utility pool with land, STBU utility pool with USDT, and that's all at this moment.
Yep.
Soon we will increase our liquidity, because I saw a question before, why we have so little liquidity. The answer, I guess, is very simple. Yep, we are testing all situation with our token. We have bigger liquidity with land. Now we have $1,200, I guess, in liquidity per USDT. With USDT, we know that's not enough. We add more, 10 or 20. We will increase it step by step, so don't worry about it.
Guys, if you want to help us, do one thing: add liquidity. I know a lot of you guys have Stobox token. You have some stable coin. We would appreciate if you just add at any amount, just add, participate, and it would be a great value to us.
Sure. And you, of course, you will receive a commission from me, some passive income.
And you'll have a passive income.
Okay, let's move on. Some question we'll already answered, but very, very quickly. Could you give some info about Progress Chain airdrop? Not for me, but for all those airdrops hunters that keep annoying us in the main chat. Very, very quickly.
Yes and no. My answer is no. Why at this moment? Because whatever we do, we need to have it very thoroughly evaluated, very thoroughly projected, and because the concept and it's good. It's good that we evolve. We don't do stuff that there's nobody need. So we understand that sometimes we have to shift our agenda. Sometimes we have to do pivots. It's not bad. We didn't forget anything. We just don't want to do it, because somebody wants. We will do the airdrop when we will be ready, when the Sol BID will be absolutely running, and we will have this. And let's say just think of this. We have thousands of Sol BIDs minted, and these are the people who ready to use Web3 product being compliant. And those are the first users that would basically be using dashboard on Progress, because Progress is something which goes underneath the dashboard. So, and below the Progress, there's an Ethereum, there's a blockchain. So we build that middle layer as a compliant layer. Now, our smart contracts on the dashboard do the compliance, but they only do the compliance for one single company, for one single offering on the blockchain. And we want to take this to the medium level and scale it. And this is what a Progress is. So we definitely see this as our kind of next step evolution. But we don't want to rush with the airdrop because, it just doesn't work this way. So when it's time, and we definitely are getting there, we will do the airdrop as promised.
Cool. Thank you, Gene. Now I see the rest of question, but the biggest part of this question we already answered, and I guess we can finish with these answers. And
I want to finish with several things. First of all, if you look at the Patron, that's for the most of the community, that would be an interesting mechanics. And I ask founders and also ask Igor maybe to create a different stream for the Patron itself. It's a very cool thing. And if you be in the first epoch, if you be in the first, let's say, DAO members, you actually can benefit really, really cool way. I know why. It would be quite difficult to explain at the moment. We don't have much time, but you will answer all these questions by just looking at the Patron. What the fuck?
I guess we'll prepare another stream for it, and also we'll tell more about Sol BID and more about Patron Doji.
Secondly, if you look for additional investments, look at the Sol BID. We're giving security tokens. We're giving equity. Only 20% round. We started it today. Yesterday we finished all the presentation materials. You see it already. We are moving towards the funds. We're moving towards the angels. So you can be in a good company by looking on the Sol BID. And the last and not the least is, please follow our blog. Please follow our updates on the roadmap.stobox.io. Again, we are now in the bear market. We don't expect some tremendous growth at this period. But what we do is that what we did already is that we build. We focus on our primary tasks is to serve our customers, serve our business, develop the business. We do it regardless the war. We do it regardless the crisis, regardless the Luna. So and we will keep on delivering the same way we did. So stay with us, join our products, join our community, and learn more from our websites. Also look at the blog as well. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you to all of you. Thank you for staying with us and for watching us 2 hours.
Almost. Almost.
Yeah, almost 2 hours. Soon we will make a short video from this stream to show you the more interesting things from this stream.
Moments. Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vadim. Thank you, Igor. Ross will be with us next stream. I believe that actually, please do another thing. If you think that we should do our streams more frequently, just try this, put a plus. Let's do a voting. I'm absolutely happy to go with the streams every week. I also suggest if anybody wants or anybody has certain ideas, implementation, any projects to discuss, any ideas to discuss, also join our stream. I don't think the next one would be 2 hours. We can, reduce the timing to, let's say, 45 minutes and spend more time with the community. So let us know, and thank you very much for that.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you, Igor. Subscribe to our channel.